traumatic encephalopathy. Big lesions on the brain of relatively young men who have died. Oh, they didn't die of fights. No, they didn't. Some of them died by killing themselves, brought on by depression. And what do we know from chronic brain injury? You are more susceptible to depression. So, Lincoln, you heard Alex Thornton, Phil Thornton's big brother, here last week, saying that. Alex Thornton's got strong views. He says, why do you allow head hits? Intentional head hits. You're always going to get guys hit. That's a consequence of people moving fast, taking a puck. But an intentional head hit for a fight is wrong, says Dr. Alex Thornton. And this is a guy who plays still pretty serious hockey himself. So why am I bringing this up now? Dr. Regina this was cool. He's done up a lot of things. He is the interim editor of the Canadian Medical Association Journal. His editorial headline, Stop the Violence and Play Hockey, comes out clearly. It is dangerous. He says, he's been in Canada 3 years. So you don't want to do that. Go back to England. You're not even a real Canadian. You don't like hockey fights. Dr. Cale says he enjoys watching hockey. He loves watching people watching hockey. But he says it doesn't seem to fit in. I almost thought there were different games being played. Simultaneously, I was appalled by the disgraceful and uncivilized practice and the causing of intentional head trauma, while at the same time, I was amazed with the skills, the speed, the physical fitness exhibited by people who play hockey. So he couldn't believe the fitness, the speed, and the skills. At the same time, he thought he was watching a parallel thing. Guys who drop their gloves and pound one another in the face and the head, hoping that one of them will lose consciousness. Or at least go down. And everybody cheers. And then a few games later, the guy does it again and again. And we wonder why they get lasting, permanent brain injuries. So the argument is it's part of the game, and it's a part of the entertainment of the game. Dr. Cale says that is an extremely weak argument. If you ban fighting and the intentional head hitting, you do not know what's going to happen. He says you know what's going to happen. He said what is going to happen is spectators will continue to watch great hockey. It's just you will not get the feature of watching people trying to bash one another's brains in. Quote, you don't have to be an expert in neurology to understand what's going on. The simple plain message is the brain does not like being hit. If you hit it repeatedly, it will get damaged. It is a delicate organ. Now, when people say that hockey and fighting go together, Dr. Cale says he wants doctors. This is why he wrote the editorial of the CJME980. So he said, and this is pretty hard-hitting, because of the brain dissections that are going on at Boston University, it can be dead to that. And as you know, a couple of the guys who have recently had that hard-hitting story of Eric Bugard, the New York Times, under